A recent deportation of 104 Indian migrants from the United States has sparked controversy, with the Indian government's claim contradicting statement by the deportees. The External Affairs Minister of India has assured Parliament that women and children were not restrained during the flight. However, a Punjab-based woman, Lovepreet Kaur, who was among the deported individuals, have now refused this particular claim. She revealed that she was shackled throughout the flight, although her 10-year-old child was not. Now, this raises serious question about the treatment of deported Indian migrants and whether the Indian government is doing enough to protect its own citizens. First of all, let me narrate the horror inside the US military plane. According to the testimonies from the deportees, the flight back to India was nothing short of a nightmare. Many describe the inhuman treatment, stating that they were chained at the wrists and ankles for the entire journey, which lasted nearly 40 hours with multiple stops. Some claim that they were not even allowed to use the toilet and they had to beg for basic human needs. They also allege that they were forced to eat while remaining shackled, making it extremely difficult to consume food. 40-year-old Harvinder Singh, another deportee, shared that the experience inside the US military aircraft was torture. We suffered both physically and mentally. We were treated like criminals even though we had committed no crime other than seeking a better life. Well, that's what he said. Now, these statements directly contradict the MEA's official version, where External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar had claimed that the US deportation procedures have remained unchanged for years and that women and children were not handcuffed. If Lovepreet Kaur's claims are true, it raises serious concern about the credibility of Indian government's response and its willingness to stand up for its citizens abroad. Now, coming back to the question, why were these Indians deported? This mass deportation is part of US government's crackdown on illegal immigration, an issue that Donald Trump has prioritized in his second term as a president. The US Immigration and Custom Enforcement identified 18,000 undocumented Indian nationals as part of their latest enforcement effort, and the 104 deportees on this flight are just the beginning. Many of them spent lakhs of rupees, some even crores, to reach the US through illegal means, often falling prey to human traffickers who promise them a very easy route into the country. Now, the shackling of Indian deportees has sparked outrage among opposition leaders in India too, who have accused the Modi government of failing to protect its own citizens with dignity. Some have pointed out that other countries like Colombia refuse to allow its citizens to be deported in handcuffs, demanding humane treatment for their people. Then, why didn't India do the same? Trinamool Congress MP Saket Gokhale criticized the Modi government, stating that we are the fifth largest economy in the world, yet we allowed our citizens to be humiliated. Colombia sent a plane to bring back their deported citizens with dignity, so why can't we? On the other hand, the Indian government maintained that it had no control over US immigration policy and that it has engaged with the United States officials to ensure fair treatment of the deportees. However, the contradicting narratives between the government and deportees have only deepened public anger and distrust. With more deportations expected in the coming months, India must take stricter actions to protect its citizens from being treated like criminals. While illegal migration is a very serious issue, those being deported should not be subjected to inhumane conditions. The biggest question now is, who is telling the truth? Indian government or the deportees themselves? If Lovepreet Kaur was indeed shackled despite the government claim, then India needs to demand accountability from the US authorities and ensure future deportations are conducted with dignity. If she was not, then the spread of misinformation about deportation conditions need to be addressed. Either way, this incident exposes the desperate situation of thousands of Indians who risk everything for a better life only to return home in chains. It is time for India to crack down on human trafficking networks that exploit vulnerable migrants and provide safer, legal avenues for Indians seeking work abroad. For now, the debate over whether women were shackled remains unresolved. But what is clear is that the treatment of Indian deportees has raised serious concern about human rights and government accountability.